Namaste. Welcome all of you once again. As per your demand, today we are going to discuss with grammar topic, that is tag question. Generally, there are 11 grammatical items in our English that is prescribed by our specification grid and our English curriculum, and among the 11 grammatical items, the very first question that is asked from tag question. So here today we will learn how to add the tag in different sentence, different statements. We will observe many examples and we will find out the structures. So let's talk about today's topic, that is tag question. So tag question, it is question tag also. In Britain, in British term, it is said question tag, and in America it is mainly called tag question. They are same, tag question and question tag. It is question tag is the British term. It is a short question. Its name suggests that it is the question. It is the short question. Added at the end of an assertive or imperative sentences. Generally, this is a short question added in two types of sentence. One is assertive, second one is imperative. You know there are many types of sentence. Among them, tag question is added at the end of assertive and imperative sentences. The main function of the tag question is to verify or confirm the fact, statement or information. So tag question always verify or confirm the fact or statement, whether that is true or not. That seeks the verification, that seeks the confirmation whether the statement information is correct. So tag question is that consists of a statement and or proposition. So tag question has two parts. One is statement or proposition also we say, and a second one is tag question, right? Tag. So it consists of two you say the parts. One is statement or proposition and second one is the tag. So let's see the example. She buys a pen, doesn't see. She buys a pen is a statement and doesn't see is the tag. So second example, it's raining today. It's the statement and tag is underlined there, isn't it? That's the tag. So here by observing these two types of examples, we conclude that tag question is the combination of statement, right? Statement. It is the tag question. This tag question is the combination of statement and tag. Statement and tag. Statement will be there, whether that is in assertive form or imperative form, it does not matter, but there should be the statement, that is fact, statement or proposition also we say, and second one will be the tag. So it means finally we come to the conclusion what tag is. It is a short question added at the end of assertive or imperative sentence. Its main function is to verify or confirm the fact or statement. For example, it's raining today. Now we have to verify whether it is raining or not. So we say, isn't it? So now it seeks the confirmation or verification. So it is the combination of auxiliary verb, tag question. See the second part only, underlined part only. This underlined part is doesn't see and isn't it. It is the combination of, tag is always the combination of auxiliary verb and pronoun. Does auxiliary verb, see pronoun. Is auxiliary verb, it pronoun. So tag is always made with the help of auxiliary verb and pronoun. So finally we can say that the structure of tag is, there will be the statement that will be in the form of assertive or imperative, and then we will have the tag part, that always starts from auxiliary verb and pronoun. At the end there will be the question mark. So this is the structure of tag. we have revealed this tag, this structure from these two types of statements, that examples that shown on the board. So now we have already said tag is added to at the end of imperative sentence or assertive sentence. So what imperative sentence are? Now we have to recognize, we have to identify the imperative sentence. So if the imperative sentence is there, there is one type of, you say, one rule is there. If that is assertive one, there will be the next rule. That's why first of all our duty is to identify the imperative sentence is an assertive sentence. So first if we recognize, if we identify the sentence, then we will use the you say tag according to their sentence pattern. So imperative sentence, see the examples. Now find out the what is the structure of imperative sentence by observing these examples. These are all imperative sentence. Speak a little louder. Please pass the paper. Kindly be seated. Don't make a noise in the class. Never lose the confidence in the exam. Later dance now. These all are imperative sentence. Can you see the subject in the beginning part, initial part of those sentence? No. If there is no subjects in the beginning, that type of sentence are generally called imperative sentence. The sentence, the first sentence starts with the verb, speak. There is not subject. Subject can be either noun, pronoun or other forms, right? So there is no any subjects, Ram, Syam, Gita, Sita, I, we, you, he, she, it. There is no any subjects. Just the sentence starts with speak. This is verb. So imperative sentence does not have the subject. So speak a little louder, please. Sometimes this imperative sentence may be start with please also, kindly also, right? If the sentence is negative, we can use don't or never. Let. So imperative sentence that may start from let also. Finally, we can say those sentences which are used for giving order and advice, those sentences, remember, those sentences which give order and advice are used for requesting, warning, suggesting, etc. are called imperative sentence. They are called imperative sentence. Imperative sentence generally give the order and advice, request, warning, suggestions, etc. And regarding its structure, they usually start with, usually I say, that not always start with, they usually start with infinitives, means Bhadgaun. So imperative sentence does not have their own visible subject. There may be the hidden subject. Suppose speak a little louder means you speak a little louder. It means, but there is not visible, you say the subjects. That's why they usually start with infinitives, means Bhadgaun. They start with, the imperative sentence may start with infinitives, don't or never. If the statement is negative, then it may start with please also, let also, kindly also. So these are the main, you say, the words that the imperative sentence starts with and ends with a full stop. That are called imperative sentence. Now we have identified the imperative sentences. Speak a little louder, please pass the paper, kindly be seated. These are called imperative sentence. They do not have the subject in their beginning, in the initial phase, and they generally start with Bhavan, don't, never, please, let, kindly, etc. So these are called imperative sentence. Now how to add, what to add in the imperative sentence to add the tag? Let's see. Now see the examples. Again we have lots of many, you say, imperative sentences are given here. Imperatives, all are imperative sentence. You know, this keep, quite, keep, Bhavan, have, Bhavan, produce, Bhavan, don't, negative, never, let, again let. They may start with let, kindly, please. As we have already discussed, they start with infinitives, don't, never, please, let. So same in the case given in the examples. So all these statements given on the, you say, the screen are imperative sentence. There is not subject in the beginning. You cannot see the subject. I, we, you, he, she, it, Ram, Sam. There is not given any subject, right? So these are called imperative sentence. If you observe these, you say the examples, you will see only one tag used in all types of sentence. So just see, keep quiet, will you? Have a cup of tea, will you? Again, same tag. Produce your ID card, will you? Again, same tag. Don't laugh at the poor, the statement is negative, but again same, you say tag is added there, that is, will you? Never make a noise, again the statement is negative, will you? Let us join the meeting, this is let us, not let's. Let us join the meeting, again same tag is used, will you? Let him sing a song, will you? Kindly pass the paper, again same tag is there. Please vote for Arthur. You say will you? In those imperative sentence given in the screen, only one tag is used, that is will you. Generally in the imperative sentence, usually will you tag is added. So there is, so first of all your duty is to identify the sentence, whether that is imperative or assertive. We just talked that this tag question is added to the at the end of imperative sentence or assertive sentence. That's why we have to identify whether that is assertive sentence or imperative one. If that is imperative, you have to use this will you tag. If that is not imperative, assertive, you have to make. So from this observation, by observing these examples, we came to the conclusion that generally we use will you tag. Generally I say, there may be the another tag also, but on the basis of our specification grid and our level we talk, generally we use will you tag, will you, this all will you see, all are imperative sentence. There is no subject in the beginning, that's why they are called imperative sentence. They are used for giving order and advice, suggesting, etc. So only one tag is used, that is will you. See, in each and every sentence only one tag is used, that is will you. So generally we use will you tag in the imperative sentence whether the statement is affirmative, positive or negative. It does not matter. It does not matter whether the imperative sentence are positive or negative. We don't care. We just think that if the imperative sentence is there, you have to first identify that. If the statement is what? Statement is imperative, there is no subject. If you don't see subject, that is starts from infinitive, don't, please, let. At that time, whether the statement is affirmative or negative, positive or negative, don't think about that. Just think only one tag is used, that is will you. So think about this. You can learn, you say the get many idea observing these examples. I will not provide the structure here. Just see the example, read the examples, and observe the examples and find the structures yourself. Now sentence with let's, you say that some people can say that let's also the imperative sentence, but I have categorized in a different, you say, pattern. A sentence with let's, see the examples. All of the sentence, they are started with the word let's. Let, not let, this is let's, let, apostrophe F, yes is there. So closely have a look over those examples. So if the sentence starts with let's and ends with, you say, full stop, that are also called the imperative sentence, and that can be the imperative sentence, that generally they give the meaning of suggestions, right? They are used for suggestions. So I have not put in the same basket. I have made the separate, you say, the rule, separate, you say, the discussion. So let's manage the room, shall we? Let's play football, shall we? These you say, the start sentence which starts with let's, they give the meaning suggestions, right? Suggestions. So if the statement starts with let's, always use only one tag, that is shall we. We don't care about whether the statement is positive or negative, it does not matter. If the statement starts with let's, whether that is positive or negative, it does not matter, just use the tag shall we. From these examples we come into conclusion that, let's see, let's play football, shall we? Let's call our friends, shall we? Again, let's. Again, the statement starts with let's, not this negative sentence, but tag is only one that we have been using in the affirmative sentences, shall we? Let's go out, shall we? Let's set the table for dinner, shall we? So, statement positive also, negative also here. This is negative sentence, all are positive one. So, only one tag is used with the sentence that are generally started with let's. So, we can say, so let's see the one example here, but here is not let's, right? Only let is here, not apostrophe s is given. So, in this case, this is the imperative sentence, and imperative sentence we use will you. So, there is some of the students be very confused about that, get confused about that. So, some of the student may use the shall we tag with let also. So, remember, if the statement starts with let's, use shall we, otherwise that can be the this imperative sentence. If there is only let word, not apostrophe s given, so use will you. So, I have highlighted this statement because this is the different from rest of the others on the screen. So, finally, our conclusion is, observing those examples, we come to the conclusion that the statements or the sentence which start with let's, remember let apostrophe s, not let only, right? Have a close look at those this you say the beginning expression, beginning word let's. So, give the meaning suggestions, they are used for suggestions, and they take shall we tag, whether the statement is positive or negative, it does not matter. We use only shall we tag if the statement starts with let's. Now, move to the assertive sentence. These are the assertive sentence. Now, you can see the subject in the sentence. In the beginning, you can see the subject. The subjects are highlighted here. So, in the previous sentence pattern, we have not, we did not see the subject in the beginning. Instead of subject, we observed, we saw there, Bhavan, please, late, don't, never, etc. But here we see the subjects in the beginning of sentence. So, see here, Raju is a good singer. So, it starts with subject and ends with, it's a full stop. John has taken my pen. She dances beautifully. We sang a song. They will invite me in the party. 50 rupees is enough for tiffin. Smoking is injurious to health. These are assertive sentence. So, when we see these statements, sentences, we can say that assertive sentence starts with subject, whether that is in the form of noun, Raju, John, noun, she, we, they, pronoun, right. So, whether they starts, there is noun or pronoun in the beginning used as a subjects, that type of sentence is called, you say, assertive sentence. 50 rupees, this is a quantity, right. So, this is also subject. Smoking, this is bhav ing, gerund. Gerund is also used as a subject. So, if the sentence starts with, the sentence which start with subject, subject can be in the form of either noun, pronoun or gerund, etc. right. Many other words can also be used as a subject. Generally, we use noun and pronoun, and ends with a full stop is called assertive sentence. Now, we have identified the assertive sentence. In the beginning one, in the previous slide, we have observed two types of sentence. One, imperative sentence, those they do not have any, you say the clear subject, so you say the visible subject, that may be in the hidden form, but there was not subject in the beginning of the statements. So, second, we discussed the sentence that started with let's. If the sentence starts with let's, we use shall we tag. If the sentence are imperative, we use will you tag. When we talk about the assertive sentence, we have to create the tag ourselves. We have to add the tag. There is no any fixed tag. We have to add the tag according to the structure of the sentence. So, the sentence, let me repeat once again. Those sentence which start with subject, that can be noun or pronoun, and and end with a full stop is called assertive sentence. So here in the you say while adding the tag, we use auxiliary verbs. We need auxiliary verbs. We cannot you say use the main verb while adding the tag. That's why auxiliary verb is essential. So what auxiliary verbs are? What are the auxiliary verbs? Let's see. So auxiliary verbs are categorized into these you say the sub topics. Auxiliary verbs, there are some be verbs, do verbs, have verbs. Be verbs, generally you use these be verbs while making the sentence passive, right? We use the be verb there. So be verb, present be verb are, is, am, are. Past form of the be verb are was and were. Do verb, do, does are the present form of do verb and did is the past form of do verb. Have is the present form of have verb and had is the past form of have verb. So these are called auxiliary verbs. And beside these auxiliary verbs, there are some other modal auxiliary verbs. They are will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, need to, ought to. These are called modal auxiliary verbs. All of these are auxiliary verbs. So whether that is be verb, do verb, have verb or modal auxiliary verb, we use these auxiliary verb in the tag question. So first of all, if we can't identify the auxiliary verb, it will be very difficult to add the tag in the assertive sentence. In imperative sentence, that's fixed. Whether the statement is positive or negative, in the imperative sentence, we use will you tag. If the sentence starts with let's apostrophe s, we use the tag shall we. But here in the case of assertive sentence, we have to identify the auxiliary verb as well as the pronoun. We have to identify these things. Otherwise, we can't add the tag here. So let's see these auxiliary verbs: be verb, do verb, have verb, and modal auxiliary verb. So if these words present in the statement, assertive sentence, you have to use the tag. You have to use the same auxiliary verb to add the tag. So beside the auxiliary verb, we need the pronoun. As you know, our tag is you say the combination of auxiliary verb and pronoun. So tag is the combination, as we have already discussed that tag question is the combination of, first of all, auxiliary verb is there, then we will have the pronoun, right? So these two things we need, and finally there will be the question mark. So these two will be we have to identify. We have to know the auxiliary verb as well as the pronouns. So that's why I have given here what auxiliary verbs are and what are the pronouns used in the tag. So generally these are the auxiliary verbs. You have noticed all these are is, am, are, was, were, do, does, did, have, has, had, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, need to, ought to. These are what? Auxiliary verbs. And so while adding tag to the assertive sentence, we use the auxiliary verb first, then pronoun. So pronoun are generally 9 pronouns are used in the tag question. So I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These are called personal pronoun. 7. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These are personal pronoun. And beside these personal pronoun, we have 2 more pronouns to add the tag in assertive sentence. They are there and one. So these are, if the sentence starts with there, we use the same pronoun. If the statement starts with one, one, that we use the same pronoun. If the sentence starts with I subject, we use the same pronoun, because these are listed, these 9 pronouns are listed to add the, you say, the tag in assertive sentence. So structure, again we are repeating this structure of tag. So tag structure is, we will use the auxiliary verb present in the statement. The auxiliary verb will be among these one, right? And the pronoun is here. So if the statement is a positive one, so tag will be negative, and if the statement is you say positive one, tag will be negative, and vice versa, right? So sometimes not also be used. So auxiliary verb plus pronoun, and at the end question mark will be the structure of tag in the assertive sentence. Now let's see the type example type 1s. Very simple sentence are given on the screen. See here. So I have highlighted the two things. One, auxiliary verb. Second one is the pronoun, because we need auxiliary verb and pronoun to add the tag in the assertive sentence. So let's see the example first. He is a good student. What's the auxiliary verb is here? Is. Auxiliary verb is present in this statement. Now we are talking about assertive sentence. Assertive sentence, as I said earlier, that start with subject and ends with full stop. Though there is no full stop, we are adding the tag. So he is a good student. The complete sentence start with subject, right? So these are he, we, they, he, you, again you, he, I. These all are subjects. All the subjects are made of pronouns. So it's very easy to you make the tag, because pronoun themselves are present there. So if the pronouns is not given, if the nouns are given, then we have to change those noun into the pronoun, because we just use only pronoun in the tag question. That's why let's see, he is a good student. He is the pronoun, is the you say auxiliary verb. So earlier we have discussed structure of tag, right? So tag is the combination of first auxiliary verb will be used, then pronoun. See very closely, auxiliary verb, then pronoun. So now identify the auxiliary verb and pronoun present in these examples. Now see here, what's the auxiliary verb? Is. What's the pronoun? He. So now we have to use auxiliary verb first and then pronoun to add the tag. One more thing I have to say here is, if the statements are positive, we have to use the negative tag. Statement positive, negative tag. Statement negative, positive tag, or say affirmative tag. So let's see, he is a good student. Is auxiliary verb, so statement positive. There is no any negative word in this statement. That's why we use isn't he. Is auxiliary verb used here, is. Statement positive, negative, isn't. Pronoun is here, is he, isn't he. We are planning for picnic. Are auxiliary verb, aren't. Statement positive. All statements are positive, right? All of these statements are positive, so we are going to make the tag negative. So we are planning for picnic. Are auxiliary verb, we is the pronoun, so aren't we. They have made a plan. Have auxiliary verb, they is pronoun. That's why haven't they. Statement positive, tag negative. He has done the task. Has auxiliary verb, hasn't. He pronoun, he. You were clever. Were auxiliary verb, weren't. Statement positive, tag is the negative. You is here. You had taken her bag. Had auxiliary verb, hadn't. Statement positive, again remember this thing, tag is negative. So you pronoun is already there, so no need to change and use the same pronoun in the tag. She will call me tomorrow. Will auxiliary verb, won't. Will not. Will not, contraction form of will not is won't. See. I can sing a song. Can auxiliary verb, can't. I. So in this you say, by observing these examples, we conclude that we generally use contraction form, right? Cannot, instead of writing cannot here. I cannot sing a song. Instead of writing cannot, you use can't. Shall not, shan't. Will not, won't. Does not, doesn't. Is not, isn't. Are not, what? Aren't, right? Likewise, did not, didn't. Does not, doesn't. Did not, you say do not, don't. So these are what? The contraction form. Mainly we are using the contracted form. You say contraction of these negative, you say words in the tag. Generally we use. You can see the examples there. All are contracted form used. So next one, second. Now see the next. So from these, you say the observing these examples, we come to the conclusion that if the statement is affirmative, then the tag will be the negative. Statement positive, tag negative. Statement positive छ भने tag हामी के गर्छौं, नेगेटिभ युज गर्ने गर्छौँ। नेगेटिभ जेनरली ट्याग नेगेटिभ बनाउँदाखेरि के थपिन्छ, नट थपिन्छ। नट थप्दाखेरि जस्तो इजमा नट थप्दा इजन्ट गरे हामीले कन्ट्र्याक्सन गर्ने, त्यति गर्दा पुग्छ। इज नट लेख्न पनि पाउँछ। जेनरली वी युज इजन्ट, यु से द कन्ट्र्याक्टेड फर्म अफ ट्याग. So now see, all these sentences are negative. Now we are dealing with the negative sentence. In the previous, you say the screen, you have seen all of the statements were positive one, affirmative. So we had made negative tag. Now all of the sentences are negative because not, haven't, not is here, hasn't, not is here, not, won't, will not, right, cannot, this seldom, this is also negative word. So if the sentence, assertive sentence are negative, we have to use the positive tag. So all the you say the tag are positive. There is no not, you cannot see any negative word in the tag because all the sentences are negative and the tag will be the positive. This is our rule. So let's see. Now first of all, again we have to deal with, first of all you have to identify 3 things you have to identify. First of all, if the statement is positive or negative, know that. Second, you have to identify the auxiliary verb used in the statement or not, then find out the pronoun. So here is the auxiliary verb is. So no need to worry about searching the auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb itself present in the statement. So is. So you say again we have we know that the tag is the combination of auxiliary verb and pronoun. So first of all you will use auxiliary verb that is present in the sentence, then you will use the pronoun. If the pronoun is given, that's okay. If not, you have to make the pronoun of that subject. So he, this is the pronoun, so you will use the latter one, is auxiliary verb, right? So this will be in the form of auxiliary verb. So is auxiliary verb is here, so use the is here. Then we use pronouns, right? Pronouns, that it means he is pronoun, that's why is he. Statement negative, tag positive. In the same way, we are not planning for picnic. Are auxiliary verb used here and pronoun we. They haven't made a plan. Have auxiliary verb, same auxiliary verb is used here, and they pronoun is there, we can use they pronoun, so they. Has auxiliary verb, has again same, and he. We were not, were auxiliary verb, you is the, you say pronoun, so this is the combination of auxiliary verb and pronoun. Auxiliary verb, pronoun, auxiliary verb, pronoun, auxiliary verb, pronoun, auxiliary verb, pronoun, same. So had is the auxiliary verb, you. So statement negative, tag positive, had you. See want is the contraction form of will not. So want, will auxiliary verb, see. Cannot, can is the auxiliary verb, can, I is the, you say, pronoun. Barking dog, this is not pronoun, this is the noun. So now you have to use, we say in the tag question we use only pronouns, that's why you have to change this subject into pronoun. You have to change this subject into the pronoun to add the tag. So barking dog, animal, singular, so eat. Seldom negative, bites verb 5, so does eat. We will discuss this type of questions later on also. So in the conclusion we say the statements are negative. All the statements are negative. All the statements are negative. Not. Everywhere not is. Here is one word, seldom. This is also negative word. The tag will be the affirmative. You say positive tag will be the used. So sometimes you may feel confusion whether the statements is positive or negative. So regarding that, you have to know the negative words. You have to learn the negative words. What negative words are? If these words are used in the statements or sentence, that the sentence is ultimately negative one. That's why you have to use the in such case you have to use the tag positive, affirmative tag. So if the word not is present in the statement, that's a negative sentence. If the word no present in the sentence, again that's negative. If the sentence word none is there, again the sentence is negative. If the sentence, sorry, word never is there, neither is there, nor is there, seldom, hardly, barely, rarely, scarcely, if these words present in the statements, ultimately those statements are negative. So you need to use the positive tag. You need to use or add the positive tag. For example, here is one seldom word present here, right? Seldom. Here is also seldom. Seldom means negative word. Now this is a negative sentence. Now we have to use the positive tag. Bites verb 5, so does, but dog singular 8. Okay, next type 2. Now let's deal with some contraction. Sometimes the question may be asked in the contracted form. Auxiliary verb is present, but that is given in the contraction form, not separated form. You say full form, right? So in such case, what the contraction is, you have to identify that. Then you can add the tag, proper tag, or say you can use the appropriate or suitable tag, or say right, correct tag. So I apostrophe be, be is there. So what this contracted form is there? Let's see. Be means have. Apostrophe is given there, then ll is here. It means will or shall. Want, that is will. Apostrophe re is here. So what does it mean? Re. So yes, yes, apostrophe yes is given. So sometimes this type of questions can be asked. So in such a case, first of all, you have to identify what that apostrophe or say the contraction mean. What contraction is, and what is the separate form? What's the auxiliary? What that contraction signifies the auxiliary one? You have to know that. So regarding this one, I have prepared my meal. This be, contracted be form is have. That's why we use the statement is positive, tag is negative. So haven't I. This is be means have. Have, be means have. So I, pronoun is here, statement is positive, tag will be negative. So haven't I. They'll invite us in the party. Apostrophe ll is here, it means will or shall. Shall is only used with I and will. So here they subjects, that's why will. So will, statement positive, tag will be negative. So will plus not, the contraction form is want. Remember this is different than others, the rest. Want they. Want, again this is the negative one. So want is the contraction form of will and not. So auxiliary verb is will. That's why statement negative, tag positive. Will he. Are planning, sorry, playing now. Apostrophe re means are. So aren't we, statement positive, tag negative. Sometimes re means were also in the past. If the condition, if the statement signifies the condition past, in such case we use where also. For example, let's see, they are reading stories yesterday. So here is apostrophe re means this yesterday is the past word that signifies the sentence, the condition, situation past. That's why I use where. Then apostrophe yes and apostrophe yes, two types of you see the question are here. So regarding this one, here is the rule: apostrophe yes, then verb 4, verb ing, that is, apostrophe yes, verb 3, go, went, gone, verb 3, that is has. So what's the this apostrophe yes mean? We have to see the next word next to this you said the apostrophe. So here is verb 4, writing, verb 4. So if apostrophe yes, then verb 4 is there, that is. If the condition is past, then that can be was. So this is rarely asked. So apostrophe yes, then verb 3, that is has. Apostrophe yes, then verb 3, go, went, gone, verb 3. That's why this apostrophe yes is has. Apostrophe yes ing, verb 4, that is. That's why it is. So isn't see, hasn't see. Both statements are positive. See the examples and get the idea. So again, want means this is the negative of will. Sent, negative of shall. can't. Negative of can. Aren't, are. This haven't, have. Now again we are dealing with you say contraction. Here you say the contraction only apostrophe D, apostrophe D, apostrophe, again same. So regarding this one, we have the second next rule. Apostrophe D means that can be had or would. That can be had also, that can be would also. So how do you recognize whether that is had or would? So here is the rule. Apostrophe D, then word better or verb 3 is used, that is had. Apostrophe D, then rather or verb 1, that is would. So let's see here. Apostrophe D is here, then word is better, right? Apostrophe D, then the word is better. So here is the example, rule, apostrophe D, then the word better. So auxiliary verb is had. So here we say apostrophe D means that can be had also, would also. Whether that is had or would, we have to identify from this rule. So apostrophe D better, had. Apostrophe D verb 3 again had. Apostrophe D rather, would. Apostrophe D, if there is not verb 3, there is verb 1, that again would. Let's see. Apostrophe D better, again better, not. Statement is negative, right? Better not. Apostrophe D better. Apostrophe D better means had. So had we. Statement negative, positive tag. Apostrophe D rather. So next one. Apostrophe D played. They played football. Apostrophe D is here, then played. Played is verb 3 here, right? So apostrophe D verb 3. Again had. So hadn't they. They is the pronoun. This is had. We have revealed this is had, because our rule says apostrophe D, then there is verb 3, that is had. You'd play here. Apostrophe D is here, but here only play. Play means verb 1. Apostrophe D, verb 1. So this is would. So wouldn't you. Statement positive, tag negative. Apostrophe D, that rather. She would rather stay at home. D, then rather word. Apostrophe D, rather word it is would. That's why we use wouldn't you. So next one. I am a teacher. Aren't I? This is the exception, right? Though there is auxiliary verb am, but we cannot say amn't I. We have to use aren't I. This is frequent. This question is frequently asked, because some of the students they use I am a teacher. Amn't I? That's wrong. This is the I am positive. Apostrophe m means am, am, right? But if when we add tag, this m is changed into aren't I. This is the exceptional. Notice this one. But in case of negative, the same auxiliary verb remain there. For example, I am not a teacher. Am auxiliary verb remains same. Statement negative, tag positive, am I. So conclusion. As a conclusion, we can say, remember apostrophe m means am, which changes to aren't in tag. Here is the example. And am not remains am, same as it is. The example is here. Now, in the previous examples, we have the auxiliary verbs present in the statements. Now, we cannot see the auxiliary verb in the statements. There is no auxiliary verb, just pronoun and main verb. Pronoun, main verb. Pronoun is there, main verb is there. Auxiliary verb is not present. In such case, we have to find out the auxiliary verb from the main verb. First of all, you have to identify the main verb. Then you have to seek the auxiliary verb. You have to extract the auxiliary verb from the main verb. So now she writes verb 5. She writes stories. Verb 5 is there. If the verb 5 is there, we use auxiliary verb does. So statement positive, tag negative. So doesn't, pronoun is she. They write stories. Write. This is verb 1. If the verb 1 is present in the statements, we use auxiliary do. Statement positive, tag negative, don't. Pronoun they. We wrote stories. Verb 5, verb 1, verb 2. We wrote stories. Wrote verb 2. So auxiliary verb did. statement positive, didn't, pronoun they. So if the auxiliary verb is not present in the statements, there is no auxiliary verb. So in this case, the tag is made on the basis of main verb. We have to see the main verb, and on the basis of main verb, we have to use the add the tag or use the tag. So main verbs are verb 5. Here is verb 1. Here is verb 2. If such type of main verbs are given, we use the tag. In such a case, if verb 1 present in the statements, use auxiliary verb do. For example, go, write, play, sing. These are verb 1. If these verb 1 present, more than this one, if the verb 1 is you see in the statements, present in the statements, always use do. If verb 2 are used in the statements, use did. If verb 5 is used as a main verb in the statements, use does. For example, verb 5 means goes, writes, plays, sings, yes or yes at the end of the verb 1. Verb 1 pure form, verb 2, right? So if verb 1s are present in the statements, use do to add the tag. If verb 2 present, use did to add tag. If verb 5 present, use does to add tag. So again we have more examples. Go home, go. This is go. This is verb 1. So verb 1 means we use do. So what? Do. Statement positive, tag is negative, so don't. Pronoun we, same, so we use don't do it. Right, verb 1 again. This right, verb 1, okay. So verb 1 means we use the auxiliary verb do to add the tag. That's why do. Statement positive, don't. Tag will be negative, so don't. Pronoun I, same. Sings, verb 5. Sings, verb 5. So use auxiliary verb does, doesn't. Statement positive, tag negative. You know this thing. See. Played, verb 2. This is verb 2. Use auxiliary verb did, didn't. Positive, negative tag. Didn't, this, they. Sunita found a pen. Found, verb 2. Verb 2 means did. Again verb 2, did. Statement positive, so we have to make the tag negative. That's why negative of did is didn't. Sunita, this is not pronoun. We just use pronoun in the tag. So Sunita is noun. So pronoun of Sunita is she. So now let's see the more examples with negative words. She never cuts trees. Cuts, verb 5. Verb 5 means does. Never is negative word. That's why we use the tag positive. Does she. Rarely, this is negative word. Negative word means tag will be positive. So calls, verb 5, not auxiliary verb present in the statements. We have to use the, you have to find out the auxiliary verb on the basis of main verbs given in the sentence. Calls, verb 5. Verb 5 means does. We have just discussed does. So does, negative sentence, positive tag does. Pronoun is he. They hardly visit temples. Hardly, negative word. Visit, verb 1. They, pronoun. On the basis of this information, we use hardly, negative, so tag positive. There is no negative word in the tag. So visit is verb 1. Verb 1 means do. We use, if the verb 1 present in the statement, we use do auxiliary verb. So do, negative word, so positive. We can't use don't. We can't say don't. Present, this pronoun they is, so they. He stayed here no longer. No word is here. So no word is negative word. Negative word means we have to use the tag positive. Stayed, verb 2. Did he? Did, auxiliary verb already present here. So no need to worry about this one. Didn't he? Did we? Did we? Nothing seems to satisfy him. No auxiliary verb. Seems, verb 5. Seems, verb 5. Right? Verb 5 means does. Nothing. This is not auxiliary, pronoun. We have to extract the pronoun from this word, that is it. So next one. regarding the case of have to, has to and had to. So when we see have to, has to and had to in the statements, we use do, does, did respectively. So see, observe these examples and find the rule yourself. We have to be polite. Have to is used, right? Not have plus verb 3. Have to. Have to means do, don't we. Has to, doesn't see. Had to, didn't he. So in this, when you observe these examples, you can extract the idea if the verbs have to, has to, had to, not only have, has, had, we have to think about have to, has to, had to plus infinitive. Verb 1 is used in the statements. We add tag using the auxiliary verb do, does, did respectively. If have to, if you see have to in the statements, use do. If has to is there, does. If had to is there, did. So statement positive, negative, don't we, doesn't see, had to means did, didn't he. In the same case, next one we have sometimes students get confused. I have a new mobile. I have a new mobile. Have is there, has is used there, had is used there, but after have, has, had, there is no verb 3. If no verb 3 after have, has, had, that is not, these words are not considered the auxiliary verb. They give the meaning possession. In this case, we use again do, does, did. If have, has, had, then verb 3 is there. If verb 3 is there, we use same auxiliary verb have, has, had, haven't, hasn't, hadn't. But if there is no verb 3, instead of verb 3 there is noun phrase, a new mobile, some money, a solution, noun phrase. In this case, we use auxiliary verb do, does, did. Have, do, has, does, had, did. In the case where there is no verb 3 after have, has, had. It also can be said in such a way, if there is have, has, had, then noun phrase. If there is verb 3, use same auxiliary verb, haven't, hasn't, hadn't. But in the case of noun phrase, instead of verb 3, if there is noun phrase, use auxiliary verb do for have, does for has, and did for had. So now see these examples. Here you can see have, has, had, have, had, have, has, but after have, has, had, we cannot see the noun phrase, we see the verb 3. Got, written, gone, done, visited, bunked, prepared. So in this case, there is no noun phrase. In this case, we use the same auxiliary verb have, has, had. So see the previous examples once again. Here is no verb 3. I have is there, but no verb 3. Has it there? No verb 3. Had is there, but no verb 3. Instead of verb 3, there is used noun phrase. So if such type of examples are given, use do, does, did. Have, do for this has, sorry, have, does, has, did, had. But these examples are a bit different. Here have, has, had, same words are used, but after that we can see the verb 3. Got, written, gone, done, visited, bunked, prepared. So if verb 3 is there, they are considered the auxiliary verb, so you can use same auxiliary verb here. So I have got a prize. Verb 3 is there, that's why you use same auxiliary verb. So statement positive, negative. Haven't I? Has, hasn't, see. Had, hadn't, they. Apostrophe B means have, haven't we. Apostrophe D, then verb 3. This is considered had, that we have just discussed. Hadn't he? Have never bunked. Statement is negative, so tag is positive. Have I? Have I? Negative word. Hasn't, negative word, tag is positive. So has, Hari. Hari is the name, so we have to change this into the pronoun. So he. So structure is if have, has, had, then verb 3. Remember this verb 3. If the verb 3 is there, use the same auxiliary verb have, has, had. Auxiliary verb to add the tag. Now this is the Next one. Now regarding this one, he read the book. The minister caught the tape. She put her bag on the table. My father shut the door. Her daughter hid the thief. Here highlighted word read, caught, put, shut and hid. These are the main verbs. So regarding these sentence, we cannot see the auxiliary verb present there. So we have to identify the main verb and its form. On the basis of main verb, we have to use the auxiliary verbs. So in this case, read, caught, put, shoot and hit. So these are, you say, verb 1 also, verb 2 also, verb 3 also. So see this table. Caught, caught, caught. This is verb 1 also, verb 2 also, verb 3 also. Read, read, read. Put, put, put. Shut, shut, shut. These are what? The same, you say the spelling, but different form of verb. So in this case, this type of examples are frequently asked in your exam. So in this case, what you have to do is read, caught, put, shut, hit. So one thing you have to know that if they are verb 3, there must be auxiliary verb have, has, had before these words. So if there is have, has, had, that would be verb 3. No have, no has, no had. That's why it cannot be verb 3. So verb 1 is always plural. Verb 1 is always plural. See the subject, he is singular. So singular subject cannot be agreed with plural verb. That's why it cannot be verb 1. So ultimately it is verb 2. In this case, what you have to know is, if the singular subject is here, he, the minister, singular subject, she, singular subject, my father, singular subject, her daughter, singular subjects. After that, read, caught, put, shoot, hit, hot. If these words having same form, same spelling of verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, they are always verb 2. So in this case, we use, if the verb 2 is there, we have to use auxiliary verb did. All the statements positive, so tag is negative. Did, didn't he, didn't he, didn't see, didn't see, didn't see. This is the very important one. So singular subjects always agrees with plural, singular verb, but verb 1 is plural. So he is singular, cannot be agreed with plural. That's why it is not verb 1. It is not verb 3 because there is no have, has, had auxiliary verb. So ultimately this is neither verb 1 nor verb 3. Ultimately it's verb 2. In the same case, caught, put, shut, hit, right? So this is the you say the structure. Singular subject is there, then read, caught, put, shoot, hit, hurt. They considered verb 2. They always read a book, don't they? They read a book yesterday. Yesterday is here, right? So you can say they is verb. Here read is verb 2. Here is they always read. This is verb 1. Plural subject, verb 1 you can say. If that is in the same case of read, have is here. That's why it is verb 3. Haven't they? Has, shot. Have is the have, has, had. Then this type of word comes, that is considered verb 3. So hasn't, see. So if the rule is, if have, has, had, then verb 3 is there, they are called auxiliary verb. They are considered the auxiliary verbs. Now you have to identify the these, you say the subjects. So we have to identify the subjects on the basis of noun and other words. So we need pronouns in the tag question. So here is not pronoun given in the not given as a subjects. Here is Ram. So if Ram word given here, we need the pronoun to add the tag. That's why Ram means muscular. You say male. That's why we use he. Sita, she. Ram and Sam, Ram and Sam plural, third person plural, they. Ram and I, Ram र म भनेपछि हामी दुईजना, we. I and you, तिमी र म भनेपछि हामी, again we. You and Ram, तिमी र राम भनेपछि फेरि you. The cat, animal, singular, it. My pen, thing, singular, it. Dogs, animal, plural, they. So we use in such a way. This is very tasty. This change into it. These flowers, plural, these change into they, because only pronouns are used in the tag. Smoking, this is verb 4, gerund form. This is changed into it. Smoking, walking, reading, etc. they will be changed into it. To see, verb 1, to verb 1, that is also again changed into it. All is well, all plus singular, it. All plus are, plural subject, verb, they. So context, see the context. If the singular is there, that will be changed into it. If the context is plural, we use all changes into they. So everything, nothing, something, thing, right? Everything, something, nothing, anything. These will be changed into it. Now sugar, taste is well, sweet, sugar, uncountable noun change into it. No one, someone, somebody, everybody, no, these one and body, they are changed into they. This is the, you say, the conclusion of your the conclusion of that we have just discussed. Muscular, singular, masculine, singular. If the subject is Ram, Syam, Hari, so you will use he. Feminine, singular, only singular, Sita, Rita, she. Third person, plural, Ram and Sita, Hari and Sita, Sita and Gita, they. I, and then he, she, you, they, they, you, anyone can also be there in this place. We use we. You and then there can be he, there can be she, there can be you, again you. Thing or animal, singular. For example, pen, ball, cat, dog, it. Thing, animal, plural, pens, balls, cats, dogs, they. Here, there, one, verb, there, one, same. These, that, change into it. These, those, change into they. Because we just use these pronoun only, right? Verb ing or to, verb 1, if there is used as a subject, use it. All plus singular verb, it. All plus plural, they. Some, every, no, any, thing, it. Some, every, no, any, body, or one. Somebody, everybody, nobody, anybody. Someone, everyone, no one, anyone. Sorry, this is, there should be they, right? It is mistake here, they. Uncountable noun, it. Somebody, everybody, no, anybody, that should be they should be there. It is mistake here, right? So they. Somebody, everybody, nobody, anybody. Likewise, someone, everyone, no one, anyone, that should be it. Uncountable noun, always it. Okay, that's all for today. And some of the questions we will discuss in the next class. We will deal with some of the questions as well. Thank you for today.